Welcome students again into the 11th science class. Today we are learning the chapter number 11 of chemistry, that is the adsorption and colloids. Into that there is emulsion also. Now what is this emulsion? You always mix the oil in water in your childhood and you can shake that. On shaking, what happened? The oil globules distribute or disperse in a very minute oil globules into that water. And on shaking strongly again, these oil droplets become smaller and smaller. And that phase in which two immiscible liquids, in which one liquid disperse into the another liquid, is called as the emulsion. Now emulsions are two types: oil in water, that means less amount of oil and more amount of water. On shaking, there is the droplets of oil in water. And water in oil type is also, that means oil is in a large amount and water is in a small amount. So emulsion, a colloidal system in which one liquid is dispersed in another immiscible liquid, is called as emulsion. What is emulsion? A colloidal system, emulsion is also the colloidal system in which one liquid is dispersed in another immiscible liquid, is called as the emulsion. There are liquid colloidal system. What is emulsion? Emulsion is nothing but the liquid colloidal system. That means dispersed phase is also liquid and dispersion medium is also liquid. Now there are liquid colloidal system in which both liquids are completely or partially immiscible. Now that liquid, they may be partially or completely immiscible in that colloidal system. Now types of emulsions. There are two types of emulsions. Emulsion of oil in water. In short, it is written as oil/water type. Now an emulsion in which dispersed phase is oil. The small proportion is oil, that is the dispersed phase, and dispersion medium is water. Large amount of water, which is the dispersion medium, is called as the emulsion of oil in water type. And the best example is milk. In milk, there is the fat globules which get dispersed into the water. So milk is the type of oil in liquid emulsion. Oil in water emulsion. So milk, vanishing cream, paints. In paints also there are the oil paints. Into that also oil get dispersed into the water. Now milk consists of particles of fat dispersed in water. And emulsion of water in oil type is the second emulsion. The second emulsion is the emulsion of water in oil type. Now there is water in a smaller proportion and oil is in a larger proportion. So an emulsion in which dispersed phase is water and dispersion medium is oil is called as the emulsion of water in oil. And the best example is the cod liver oil. Cod liver oil consists of particles of water dispersed in the oil. And again the butter, in butter also, in the fat globules there are small amount of water droplets, and in the cream also there is, in the fat there is the water droplets. So cod liver oil, butter, cream, these are the examples of water in oil type of emulsion. Now see these figures. Now this is the oil in water type. Now these red particles are of the oils and the blue particles are the water. And this is water in oil. That means blue particles are of water and the red particles are of the oil. Now these are the two figures of two types of emulsion, oil in water and water in oil. Now let us distinguish between these two types of emulsion, oil in water and water in oil. Pay attention students on a blackboard. Now we are learning now the distinction between oil in water and water in oil type of emulsions. Now let us learn the first difference in oil in water. Oil is the dispersed phase and water is the dispersion medium in the oil in water type of emulsion. And in water in oil type of emulsion, water is the dispersed phase and oil is the dispersion medium. Always the dispersion medium is in large proportion than the dispersed phase. Now second distinction is, if water is added in the oil in water type of emulsion, then it will be miscible with that emulsion, because water is in the large proportion in oil in water type of emulsion, and if we add again water, it get miscible. But if oil is added in the water in oil type of emulsion, then oil will be miscible with that emulsion, because in water in oil type of emulsion, oil is the large proportion, that is the dispersion medium, so it get dispersed if we add more excess of oil. The third distinction is, an addition of small amount of electrolyte makes the emulsion conducting power, or makes the emulsion having the conducting power, or makes the emulsion of conducting. That means on addition of small amount of electrolyte in oil in water type, that emulsion have a power to conduct the electricity, because water is in the large proportion and that electrolyte dissolve into the water and it can conduct the electricity. But if we add small amount of electrolyte in water in oil type of emulsion, then it has no effect on conducting power, because that electrolyte does not dissolve into the oil which is in the large proportion. So though there is the water, but it is very small proportion, and therefore on addition of electrolyte, that emulsion water in oil type has no effect on the conducting power. Now fourth difference is, water is the continuous phase in oil in water type of emulsion, because water is in the large amount, and in water in oil type of emulsion, oil is the continuous phase, because oil is in the large proportion. And the last difference is, the basic metal sulfates such as sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, all these, and water soluble alkali metal, the alkali metal which are water soluble, their soaps are used as the emulsifier. Water soluble alkali metal soaps and basic metal sulfates are used as the emulsifier. That means they can add in the water, then there is the formation of oil in water type of emulsion. And water insoluble soaps such as soaps of zinc, aluminum, iron, again the alkaline earth metals are used as the emulsifier in water in oil type of emulsion. Now let us learn the properties of the emulsion. Now there are totally 4 properties of the emulsion. The first one is, the emulsion can be diluted with any amount of dispersion medium. We can dilute the emulsion by addition of the excess of dispersion medium. Again, on the other hand, the dispersed phase when mixed forms a separate layer. If we add the dispersion medium in a large amount into the emulsion, there is a dilution of that emulsion. But if we add excess of, that is the dispersed phase, then there is a separate layer is formed of that dispersed phase in that emulsion. Second is, the droplets in emulsion are often negatively charged and can be precipitated by electrolyte. Yes, the emulsion of any type, water in oil or oil in water type of emulsion, the droplets of the dispersed phase is always have the negative charge. And addition of that electrolyte, we can precipitate that dispersed phase. Third property is emulsion show Brownian movement and Tyndall effect. Both these effect we learned. The Brownian movement, which is the zigzag movement, but in a straight line the dispersed phase particle travels from one place to another place. And again in the Tyndall effect, what is there? When the beam of light passes through the, that is the colloidal solution, there is the brightening of that beam or lightening of that beam, and we get the white light due to the scattering of the light from that of the dispersed phase particle, that is the Tyndall effect. And emulsions are the colloidal solution, so emulsion show both these property, Brownian movement and Tyndall effect, because these are the properties of colloids. The two liquids in emulsion can be separated by heating, freezing or centrifuging process. So we can separate the dispersed phase and dispersion medium in the emulsion by just heating. Two distinct phases are there. If it is the oil in water type, the oil, if it is that is lighter than the water, there is the separate phase of the oil on that water on heating. Again on the centrifuging process and the freezing process also we can separate the two different liquids of the emulsion. Now let us learn the application of the colloids. Now what are the main application of the colloids? Now colloids find application in industry and daily life, and some example, first is the electrical precipitation of smoke. Yes, there is the large amount of smoke into the industrial regions or areas, so we can that is there is the very pollution due to that smoke, and we can air free of pollution can prepare due to the electrical precipitation of that smoke. So smoke is colloidal solution of solid particles of carbon, arsenic compound, dust, etc. So in air, when smoke is allowed to pass through the chamber containing plates having charged smoke particles, they lose their charges and get precipitated. If we allowed to pass this smoke or air containing smoke through the chambers containing the plates of the charge chambers containing the charge plates, then what happen? Due to their charge, that smoke particle get discharged and they get precipitated or coagulated on that charged plates. In this way, the particles settle down on the floor of the chamber, and precipitator is called as the quadrial precipitator. That precipitator is called as the name of the scientist, that is the quadrial precipitate. And due to that, the smoke particles get discharged and they get deposited on the floor, and the pollution free air get there. And in this way, we can apply this, that is the application of this colloid, that is the electrical precipitation of the smoke process for the purification of the air free from smoke. Now second is the purification of drinking water can be done also. Water obtained from the natural sources containing colloidal impurities, by addition of alum, such water colloidal impurities get coagulated and settle down. This makes the water that is potable, or it is easy for drink. So purification of drinking water is done by only mixing of that of the colloidal. In the colloidal water there is the only mixing of the alum, and due to that what happened? Due to that alum, the impurity particles into the water get settled down, and clear water we can obtain for drinking, or it is the potable water. Now this is the second application for the purification of the drinking water. By simply that is addition of alum, we can precipitate the impurities into water, they get settled down, and the clear water. In the rainy season, your mother always there is mix the alum in the drinking water to settle down the muddy particles in that drinking water. Now medicines, in the medicine, usually medicine are colloidal in nature. So colloidal medicines can be more effective owing to the large surface area volume ratio of the colloidal particles and easy to assimilation. Now always that is the medicines, that is the liquid medicines or the solid medicines also are always into the colloidal nature, and due to that colloidal nature their surface area increases, and due to that there is the easy assimilation into the blood of that medicines. So this is also the application of the colloidal system. Next is the rubber. In the rubber industry, rubber is obtained by coagulation of latex. Latex is the that is found into the rubber plant stems, and in from that cutting of the stems of the rubber plant the latex comes out, and after coagulation of that latex we can prepare the that is the rubber from that rubber plant latex. Now cleaning action of soap and detergent is also colloidal. We learn about that because they carry out the oil stain as well as the muddy stain from that clothes. And photographic plates in films, industrial product like paints, ink, synthetic plastic, rubber, graphite, lubricant, cement, etc. These are also the application of colloids. And again this is about the chapter that is the adsorption and colloids. If students you very well learn this chapter in this from these videos, and if you understand very well, then you can like, subscribe and share this video to the other student so that they also have the benefit for their examination, that is entrance examination, national entrance examination such as JEE, NEET, NEET, that is medical and engineering entrance examination, and also for the Maharashtra test CET. So thank you very much for watching this video.